What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome to another FIFA 20 Ultimate Team video on the channel guys. And this one today we are going to be doing the final Advanced SBC guys, which it's kind of been long overdue to be honest. I mean, we did some of the other Advanced SBCs probably like a week or so ago. I've kind of left this one just purely because it's quite expensive if you wanted to buy it all from scratch, and I'm not overly convinced that it's actually worth it. So we'll see when we get towards the end. I mean, you never know, I could pack something quite good, but I'm going to say straight up, guys, I'm not sure if this one's actually worth it. But it's going to be the National Pride SBC, or SBC set, I suppose, because there's 4 SBCs within it. So, I should probably just say as well, we do actually get, as in terms of reward, it's not just a kit, thankfully. Originally I thought it was just that, and I thought, wow, that's pretty poor, but you do get 13k as well, thank God. But the kit would be pretty tragic, but it's actually a really difficult SBC to complete as well as being expensive. And we'll kind of go through it. We'll start with the first squad, which is called Germany. Some of them are just quite confusing, I found. Like, I can completely understand if you guys wanted to go out and just get a solution off of a various site instead of like building it yourself. I wouldn't imagine that a lot of you would have like all the players in your club, because these are quite complex squads to complete. They require a lot of players from like the lower divisions in these particular countries, so pretty difficult. But yeah, let's crack on, and I'll kind of explain as we go. You can see at the moment that this one isn't actually ready to submit because it doesn't achieve the chemistry purposes, and that is because a lot of these squads do require loyalty as well, guys. Which is another thing which obviously makes it a little bit more difficult and a little bit more annoying to complete. Obviously it's not going to cost you anything, but you know, some people have the kind of opinion that time is money, and obviously it is going to cost you quite a bit of time to get a loyalty on these guys. But so this one you need 11 players that have got to be from either the Bundesliga or the Bundesliga 2. You have to have 11 German players as well, so it's got to be a whole German squad that plays within the top 2 German divisions, and you're only allowed a maximum of 1 player from the same club, which does make it pretty difficult. And to make it even harder, because a lot of people would just be like, oh, just go for a whole Bundesliga team, they only allow you to have a maximum of 6 players from the same league, so you have to have literally a complete 50-50 split of players from the Bundesliga or the Bundesliga 2nd division, or, you know, it's 50-50, of course, that's not exactly half, but you know what I mean. And then it needs to be 79 rated as well, which isn't really like a massive issue. It would have been nice if they didn't put a rating requirement on it, but it's not the end of the world. You know, 79 rated squad isn't too difficult, but 100 chemistry is, of course, pretty difficult to get, especially when you don't have a lot of players in your club already. So the way we've gone about it, so basically I think I've got 6. Yeah, I got 6 from the Bundesliga and 5 from the Bundesliga 2. So basically the whole defence and goalkeeper is Bundesliga, and then we've just got Goetze there, who's in the striker position, and the rest of it's Bundesliga 2. Now the particular players that I've got Baumann in goal, who is a first owner, Da Costa, who is also first owner. Jonathan Tah cost me 3.3k. Now that is obviously purely because of this SBC. His value obviously went up. It's going to stay around about that, I would have thought. He's a pretty high rated card as well. Helps to get the 79 rated, so works pretty nicely. Then we've also got Khedira. I presume that is Sami Khedira's brother. Kind of looks like him. He's a first owner player though. Plattenhardt cost me 1.4k. Left back there. And then obviously Goetze, the other Bundesliga players, is actually a first owner. So for the Bundesliga 2 players, we've got Gonzalo Castro, who's only 400 coins. I think I got pretty lucky to get 400 coins, to be honest. We've got Hanno Behrens, 700 coins. I think that's Nuremberg that he plays for. Yeah, it is. Then we've got Aaron Hunt, is 650 coins, plays for Hamburg. I've actually got a goalkeeper out on the left wing. Now there is a reason for this. There isn't actually a single gold German left winger, left mid, left forward that plays in either of those divisions. So you're going to have somebody out of position unless you want to go for a silver card and then kind of make up the rating on other players, which could potentially be a little bit more expensive because some silver cards are quite expensive. and I would imagine probably some of these ones are. I haven't actually checked it because I realised I could get it by just putting a goalkeeper in here, but I would imagine that a lot of them are pretty expensive. Now, you could do it, and by doing that you wouldn't need loyalty. That is one thing I would say, is that obviously you can see I've got 96 chemistry, so clearly this particular squad doesn't actually require loyalty, but I think having loyalty makes it a lot easier, and that's what I would recommend to do, just to kind of like cut the cost of it. I've got a guy here called Schnatterer on the right wing, funny name. So yeah, Ziela's just kind of there because I feel like that's the best option for me personally. If you guys have got some like silver German left wingers, provided they actually exist. I mean, honestly, I haven't actually checked, I'm gonna be honest, but yeah, I'm pretty sure like there must be at least somebody of some kind of quality out there. There's definitely not any gold, though. I have checked that. So yeah, you could do it without loyalty, of course, because if you have a player in the correct position there, that's going to get you up to 100 chem. But for me personally, I feel that's the best way to do it. Right now I haven't got the loyalty, of course, and the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use some of my other squads that I'll show you in a second that need loyalty as well. And I've just picked out 4 players from this squad, and I've basically just put like 2 on the bench of each of the other squads, and then I just bring them off the bench when I do the loyalty glitch, just to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone sort of thing. And it works pretty nicely, so I will get there, and I'll do that before we end the video because obviously I want to show you guys the packs. But that is the first squad. The second squad is the only one that's actually ready to go and doesn't actually require any loyalty of any kind of sense, because, well, it's basically a whole Spain squad really, and it's worked pretty nicely for me. So basically you need 11 players from either the La Liga Santander or La Liga Smartbank, which is essentially the top 2 divisions in Spain. Yeah, exactly 9 Spanish players. You do have to have 2 players that aren't, which is actually the 2 players which I already had in my club, surprisingly. Literally had to buy all the Spaniards. I only had 2 players at first owner for this particular one, so clearly you don't need loyalty for this because it's not like I had every player already. Exactly 3 nationalities, so you need to have 2 different players. Of course, if you didn't have that, you could go for 9 Spanish and then 2 players who are the same nation, but yeah, you can't do that. You have to have 2 different. Maximum 6 players from the same league again, so you're in the same situation where you've got to go like an almost 50-50 split with the 2 leagues, and you do need at least an 80 rated squad this time instead of 79, which makes it a little bit more challenging, but again, it's nothing major really. The issue lies really, guys, that potentially in some cases there's like players that are in the second division who aren't as high rated. That's where the problem could kind of surface, and obviously you do end up with like a limited pool of players. There's obviously in the second division there's not going to be many gold players because else they would be playing in the first division, if you get what I mean. So the players in the lower divisions tend to be mainly silver, obviously bronze. There are enough to do these squads of the gold ones, but they do tend to be a little bit more expensive, and you'll see that with a couple of players which I do have in some of the squads coming up, guys. I think there's one in this squad actually is fairly expensive for what he is actually, but yeah, that's just kind of part and parcel of it. It's why the SBC gets its value. I think in total the SBC costs about 88k is estimated to be. I think it probably cost me about 45-50k, something like that. I'll probably go through and like add it up at the end, but I managed to save a little bit of money off it just from players I already had, but I did have to buy quite a few players at the same time, like individual squads. I don't think the first 3 squads are actually quite reasonable really. They're in and around about 10 to 15k each. It's actually the final squad which costs about 30-40k, which is crazy, but yeah, unfortunately they've put that one in there, EA, just to really bump the value up. But these are the players that we've gone for in this one. So we have got David Soria in goal, 800 coins for him. Koke at right back for 550. Raul Albiol for 1.8k at centre back, alongside Sergi Gomez, 1.3k for a non-rare, which I thought was quite expensive. Mojica I already had, first only player there. Ilara Mendy was 1.1, 83 rated. Benyat was 750. This guy I think is quite expensive. Yeah, 1.7k for Alex Granel, who, yeah, 75 rated, non-rare. Very expensive for what it is. It's the sort of player that a lot of people would pack and just bin off. They would literally just discard it, which is why you've always got to kind of at least try and sell players when you pack them. I would never discard a player without trying to sell them first or put them in my club for an SBC. We got Shibazaki in Cam, obviously first owner. And then the two strikers both paid for 800 coins for Jonathan Soriano and not that guy, this guy, Borja Valle, for literally exactly 1,000 coins. So not too bad on the face of it. Of course, each individual squad is going to get you a various pack, and we will submit this one because it is ready to go. So it's going to get us a rare Electrum Players pack, guys. It is telling me that this one conflicts with players in your squad. I think that's an old squad. I'm not going to worry about that. We'll just submit that. I think that's an old loyalty one from a different SBC. I know I've used Sergio Gomez before in Advanced SBC. It's probably from that. It's probably still sat there. Just haven't deleted it. Moving on to the Italian squad. Well, I mean, this one, again, we're looking at loyalty. So 100 chemistry yet again. This is what makes it very challenging, asking for 100 chem. Again, it's going to be a complete split between the two, the top two leagues. I think it's the only two leagues. I don't think they have Serie C on this game. I'm pretty sure they don't. Yeah, so Serie A and Calcio B, or Serie B. Obviously, just don't have the rights for that, I suppose. Going to be 11 players there, 7 Italians exactly, and you've got to have exactly 5 nationalities. So again, they're forcing you to make the other 4 players have all got to be from a different nationality, which obviously makes it a little bit more difficult to get chemistry. Ideally, you'd have players from like the same club, but that can't always work out because you do need an 81 rated squad. Yeah, obviously 100 chemistry. So, gonna need to do the loyalty glitch again for this one, unfortunately. I don't think it's actually possible to pull it off without loyalty. It may be, but I think it would probably cost you like a lot more than what it would need to. So I would recommend just spending a little bit of time, just spending 10-15 minutes to do the loyalty glitch and get this done. Essentially, you can see kind of the split. Obviously, we've got the split down the left-hand side of the Calcio B players. Now, these are all silver, which is understandable. I'm kind of thinking there's not a lot of gold really in this league. So because they are silver, we need an 81 rated squad. We've had to get some pretty big cards on the right-hand side from Serie A, which isn't too bad really, because Serie A in general this year and in previous years, it's actually been quite a good league for SBC fodder in terms of having like lots of 83s, 84s, even 85s who are just like not very usable in game. They're just brilliant for this type of situation. So what we've got is Sirigu in goal at 2.5k for him. Bernadeschi's actually a right back for 1.8k. Romagnoli for 2k. Then we have got Capuano in at centre back for 1.6. We've also got Oliver Craggle for 2.2. Here's another winger playing in fullback. The CDMs, we've got Aaron Ramsey, who is the only first owner player in this particular squad. Simone Branca for 450 coins. Then we've got Davide Moscardelli for 750 coins. Luis Alberto there, 3.1k. Always knew he was going to come in handy at some point, being an 84 rated card. He doesn't look like an 84 when you look at his stats, but brilliant SBC player. Mandzukic up front for 2.7k, and Marco Sal for 650 coins as well. So in general, like the silvers didn't really cost that much, to be honest. I expected them to cost a lot more. I think, what are we saying, the most expensive is this guy, Craggle at 2.2k. That's not outrageous. The two defending, well, I'd say defenders, I mean, he's not actually a defender, but the two players I've got in the defensive positions are the most expensive. The rest of them, pretty standard, pretty acceptable prices to pay. And this will get us another pack, but we'll have a look at that in a second. But we do just need to move on to the final squad, guys. This one is England. Again, it's going to be players all from the top 2 divisions, so the Premier League and the Championship. You need exactly 6 English players, exactly 6 nationalities. So once again, all the other players have to be from separate nations. And again, it's got to be a 50-50 split. or thereabouts, because maximum 6 players from the same league. But you do need an 82 rated squad for this one, which is really going to bump the value right up. Hence why I said it costs about 30-40k. You may question why I have an inform in here, because it doesn't actually require an inform, but I got this inform Alexander Mitrovic as a first owner player. Got a few games as a record because I started doing the loyalty glitch, but yeah, I got him. And if you think about it, he's actually, I think he's like the highest rated player in the championship. He's a really good player for this situation. And what would happen is if you say you just went for like normal Mitrovic or just a different striker, you would then have to get some slightly higher rated cards from the Premier League to then bump your rating up, which is obviously in turn going to cost more money. Now, this card, it would literally be like a discard inform. It's like 10k. You're probably going to end up spending 10k or more to get the slightly higher rated players in as replacements for these boys down this left hand side of the screen. So it honestly doesn't really make a difference. And because I've already got him there, I feel like, you know what, it makes sense. Like that's 10k invested into it that I then don't have to spend. So it made sense for me personally to put Mitrovic in there. Feel free to experiment with different solutions, but I honestly think it's a good shout to stick him in there, because he's a very useful player for this particular SBC, and it's a very unusual player to have in terms of like a really high rated championship player. So yeah, very useful for this particular squad. The rest of it, obviously, essentially we've got championship all down this right hand side and then Premier League down the left hand side. We've got Pickford in goal, who's 1.3k. Butland's filling in at right back there for 1,000 coins. We have Harry Maguire, who cost 850 coins. Socrates was 3.5k. Lucas Digne was 3.8. We got Sigurdsson for 1.1. Jordan Henderson for 1.7. Jonathan Hogg, who was a first owner player. Charlie Austin was 3.6k, which was ridiculous. I mean, that is crazy value. You think how easy he must be to pack. For some reason I just didn't have him. I probably binned him off at some point. I mean, I don't know, but he's expensive. And also I think this guy's pretty expensive as well. Yeah, Tom Kearney, 3.2k there for him. And of course Mitrovic's first owner. So you can see that like there's kind of limited options in the championship, which is why some of these players hold such a high value. This is kind of the cheapest way I could find to do it. So I just went ahead and bought these players, but honestly, it just seems so excessive to pay that amount for those players. Again, you can see we're currently on 91 chemistry, so once we do the loyalty glitch, we will get there. I'll probably have to maybe change the position of a player. I think, no, I only had 2 first owner players, so I will get the chemistry just from the loyalty glitch. You won't even need to change any of these guys like a centre mid or anything like that, but obviously that is another option available to you guys if you did need to do it at any point, just change the position of some of your players. It's frustrating because you can't get any like manager bonuses in squad in SBCs, but it is what it is. So that is the squads, guys. Now, of course, I will submit them. I do need to go ahead and finish off the loyalty glitch so that I can do that, and then we'll get onto the packs. So yeah, I'll be right back. Alright then, guys, so I have completed the loyalty glitch for all the squads. They are now ready to submit. I just want to quickly go over the packs as well that you do get for these individual ones. So of course we got ourselves a rare Electrum players pack there for doing the Spain squad. Germany's going to get us a 15k pack, just literally jumbo premium gold pack, mega pack for Italy, and a 50k pack for the English squad, which is obviously why that one's a little bit more expensive. So what's that, like 85, 100k, and then whatever that pack is valued at, which I think is probably like 12.5k, something like that. So we're looking at about 112.5k, something like that. Within that kind of region in terms of pack value. Of course, the SBCs kind of estimated to cost about 88k, which on the face of it that seems good, but obviously, you know, it's down to pack luck. So it's debatable as to whether it's worth it. I would probably say, to be honest, it's probably not, guys. Really, I mean, if you can actually compare it to some of the previous Advanced SBCs that we've done, this is probably like the worst one, really, in terms of like difficulty, the amount that you have to submit, in terms of like the return that you're going to get. It's probably not that great, but obviously, like I said, it's pack luck. So we could do really well out of this, or we could do poorly. You just don't know. Like, we could do a lot better than what we did in some of the previous Advanced SBCs, even though they were a lot cheaper. So we will see. Of course, we're going to get 13,000 coins back for this, so in reality it's probably going to have cost me, I estimate I'll probably spend about 45 to 50k on it, I would say. So yeah, we're probably talking like 30, 35k, something like that, maybe just over. Obviously for you guys, if you went out and actually like spent the 88k, it's going to be like 75k in total. Do you get a kit, which I've already got, which I literally don't care for, so we will get rid of that. So all that's left is to open these packs. We do have 4. It's unfortunate, like some of the Advanced SBCs, you actually get a pack at the end of it, which is always quite nice to get, like a big bonus pack. It would have been quite nice to get like a 100k pack or something like that at the end, but we'll take the 13k. So we'll start with the Jumbo Premium Gold pack, because it's just a 15k pack, and hopefully we can get ourselves a walkout at some point in this little mini pack opening. Not going to be there, no board there, so pretty average pack. Hold the phone, we get a Hunter Chemistry style. I was wondering where all the rare items were, but we'll take that. Oh, there's a couple of actually rares there. I thought we didn't get 7 rares then, but yeah, that's very nice. Hunter Chem style. I've actually got 3 of those now. I was in desperate need of a Shadow Chem style. I'm actually getting one last night. Put them straight on my Storyline Taliso card. Yeah, still I've got a few Hunter Chemistry styles on the go. This one again is not going to be anything spectacular, which is a shame. Ruben Neves, a few silvers though, which will certainly come in handy at some point down the line. Boyata we'll get rid of, and Roa we will get rid of him as well. Going to end with the 2 big boy packs, the mega pack, and then obviously we're going to have the 50k pack as well. Can we get something decent here, guys? No. No. We've not even had a board, which is pretty poor. Bakambu. The Champions League Berg, which is obviously pretty average, but we'll take it. I mean, these Champions League cards don't pop up like overly frequently. Wow, that is rough, man. Abraham's literally about to be in form. That is rough. Okay, Lajic we will sell. At Champong will go. Abraham will go, and Harun will go, and then we will discard the Greek badge to end it with a 50k pack. Come on, give me a walkout. Give me a walkout, come on. So it's definitely at least a board. It is a walkout, guys. Come on, let's go. First one in a while. It's an inform. It's going to be Carlos Vea, I believe, which is actually not that bad. 85 rated inform. We will take that. As far as they go, that is not too shabby. I would definitely take that. I actually had the possibility to get him red, if you remember, in my champion towards last weekend, so I never took him. But we do get him now. Do we have anything underneath? Oh my god, oh no! Yes, come on! Fucking let's go! Antoine Griezmann! No way, how much is he? Oh my fucking god. 250k. Oh shit. Oh fucking let's go. Come on, man. Unreal. Unreal. Griezmann with Vea. Oh. Oh my god. Nah. Nah, man. That is just... That's out of this world. They're easily the best pack this year. 250k player at least. Antoine Griezmann. Oh. It feels bad to discard. Sorry, not discard. Just imagine if I discarded that. Feels bad to sell it, but I need the coins. Like, I'd love to have a first owner Griezmann sitting around the club, but I think I've got to sell that. I think I've got to sell that card. That is unreal, guys. So, like I said, that could potentially have been worth it, and it certainly was. I'm probably, I don't know, I might actually keep that there. I'm not sure. I'll put it in transfers for now. I'll keep his other players. What an end. What an end to the video, what an end to the Advanced SBCs as well. We've obviously gone through all 4 of them now, and we ended with the biggest pull of the year so far, guys. That was incredible. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like, comment to let me know what you guys have got in your packs from doing this Advanced SBC, and just all of them in general as well. I'd be quite interested to know. And whether you think they are worth it, of course they were 100% worth it for me there. That was incredible. Antoine Griezmann in my pack. Wow, that is going to be the end of the video, guys. If you want to see more of my FUT20 content on the channel, then feel free to hit that subscribe button. That would be much appreciated. It does really help me out. But that is it for me. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you later.